Okay, so most of you should know how I feel about the hero vote. Personally, I don't want UI Omen Goku. Even though that is the character we are going to get, I would have preferred Dispo or Bergamo, but at the same time, even though I may not want him, I have accepted the simple fact that he has won the hero vote. Even though we haven't got results, this character is going to win, guys. It's not even close. I've mentioned why in past videos, talking about the polls and all things like that and showing examples of the polls. And again, it's literally not even close. No other character is anywhere near this man UI Omen in terms of votes. So, with that being said, what I wanted to do was go back and answer a fear not only that I had myself, but also that a lot of people had who did not want UI Omen Goku. Because the biggest issue a lot of people had was, what skills were they going to give this man? Like, what skills could they possibly give UI Omen, considering there is some stuff, if you really look at UI Mastered, that should have been UI Omen based things. I mean, we literally got Divine Kamehameha, which he only used. Well, he did use it in Master as well. But the main use of it came against Kefla. And that's the reference they're going for with the Divine Kamehameha we actually got in Xenoverse 2, because he does use a Kamehameha, dodging constantly back in, like, you know, just dodging blasts and punches and things like that. He uses it against Jiren, but it's not the same where he like slides over the key blast and then gets in his face and just blows him up, like we actually get pretty much in Xenoverse 2. So, with that being said, I watched literally all of UI Mastered and UI Omen's fights to see what skills they didn't add to UI Mastered in Xenoverse 2 and what they could add to UI Omen. Now, some people may be like, Cap, what are you talking about UI Mastered though? This is UI Omen. You shouldn't get Mastered skills. Well, like I just said, they literally gave UI Omen stuff to Mastered. So if they gave Omen stuff to Mastered, they can give Mastered stuff to Omen. I'm just saying. So, getting this list started with the skills that I have down, guys. The very first skill that I want to talk about is actually an evasive. I think this skill should be used as his evasive. It could be a counter, but then again, a lot of his skills could honestly be counters. It's pretty much what UI does. So the first skill I have, guys, is this barrier reflection. I will have the skills up on the screen from the actual anime, like how they went down in the anime, all things like that for you guys as I talk about them, so you know what I'm talking about. And with this skill right here, man, as you can see, Goku's like throwing a bunch of punches, basically reflecting Jiren's punches with his own, making a barrier around himself. That's what it looks like at the very least. And then at the end of this move, he throws like one final punch that actually ends up reaching Jiren and hitting Jiren in the gut. So what I thought that this move could be used as is an evasive skill, guys. An evasive skill would be perfect for this because, one, he already has other moves that could be counters, so we couldn't make this a counter. And then two, I really don't know what other kind of unique evasive they could give him besides something like this right here. So again, I think that barrier reflection that he does against Jiren would be the perfect idea for some kind of evasive where, like, Goku, when you use it, he just throws a couple punches or a bunch of punches and then he knocks you away. And it doesn't have to do the most damage in the world, but a cool animation to go along with it would definitely be nice. So again, that's the first skill that I would like them to add in for UI Omen, or UI Omen Goku. The next skill, guys, is the flip move that he does against Jiren. And this one is what I'm going to say should be his counter skill in this game when he does get added in. Based off the simple fact that this one, I don't see how else they could really use it. Like, what other way could this move be used in besides as an actual counter? So that is why I truly say that this one should be the counter out of all the skills, because I just don't see other uses for it besides that. And I mean, literally in the scene, you see Jiren punch him and he goes right over it and he just hits him with the whatever he does. Like, I don't even know what the hell that move is, to be honest. Like, what is Goku doing? He literally just flips and then Jiren blows up. I still do not understand what the hell happened in the anime till this day, but it looked damn cool. That's all I'm going to say about it. Now, with that being said, the next skill I have on this list, guys, is like that armbar thing that he does against Jiren, where he like runs through Jiren or goes through Jiren really quickly, like he's walking up to him and then he kind of just speeds up right through his ass and you see his arm being stuck out, and then in the background Jiren just blows up after a second. That would be a very, very dope super attack without doubt for them to add in for this man. And also, guys, like I say in the past, when you think about these skills, you also got to think about your CAC. Imagine using these skills on your CAC. That just would honestly be very, very cool to see these type of skills with my CAC, just saying personally. Now, with that skill being mentioned, the next one I do have, guys, is Silver Dragon Flash. This is the only skill that I know the name of out of all these that I have listed on this list. Now, Silver Dragon Flash, I think, should be a mix of both Silver Dragon Flashes that we got in the anime. There was two different versions. There was the version done by UI Omen Goku that wasn't completed because by the time he reached Jiren, he pretty much ran out of UI and he was just in base Goku and then he got smacked. So we have that version, and then we also have the version of UI Master where he has this insane outrage against Jiren for Jiren trying to blow up Universe 7 and like trying to blow up Krillin and all of them in the stands and things like that. Goku gets extremely pissed off and then charges the man and just absolutely ends his life with that punch. Like the disrespect on that punch was absolutely real. Now the ending animation on the mastered version is how I think the move should end and finish, but the way this move should start should come from UI Omen. Because what Goku does before he goes into like this Silver Dragon Flash against Jiren, he goes into a bit of a combo, which honestly, I'm not going to lie, the combo is basically UI Mastered's basic like square, square, square combo. If you do his square, full-on square light combo, you get Silver Dragon Flash in a sense just without that Ki Blast part. So again, give him that Ki Blast that he does against Jiren before the actual Silver Dragon Flash animation comes out, and then make that finishing animation look as epic as it did for UI Mastered when he used it against Jiren. And that is really what I would like to see from this skill, a combination of both versions that he used in the anime to make one absolutely lit version in Xenoverse 2. Now that's the first ultimate that I had down on the list, guys. The next ultimate is the only way that I think they could incorporate a Kamehameha where it would be original. Because, I mean, we pretty much know Goku's going to get a Kamehameha in some way, shape, or form. I mean, it's Goku. There's literally no Goku in the game that doesn't have some kind of Kamehameha, just saying. So we know that this man is going to get a Kamehameha in some form. Now, it could be the Divine Kamehameha that we got for Mastered, but personally, what I would like to see is a counter Kamehameha O. And y'all may be like, Cap, what the hell are you talking about? He doesn't do that in anime. Well, yes, he does. As you guys see on the screen right here. In the scene, he literally is dodging Jiren's punches, and then gets into that, like, he basically dodges the shit out of him one time where Jiren's left wide open, and you see, like, that epic little cutscene really quick. And then Goku punches the shit out of Jiren, sends him away, and throws a Kamehameha out after that. I think that would be a really, really cool way to incorporate an ult and incorporate a Kamehameha skill for this character without it being something we already have. This would be a way to make an original Kamehameha move for him, and I think it would also be cool at the same time because we only have two counter ults in the game. One is Reverse Mabasenko, and that was like an early skill that a lot of people used early on in the game, but no one really uses it anymore because the damage isn't the highest. And then we have Evil Blast, or yeah, I think it's Evil Blast, something like that, whatever the move from the Deborah is called, which honestly still to this day really doesn't work properly, and that's why you've never seen anyone use it, because it does good damage. It does like 12-13k damage, but the move just doesn't work right. You can literally get out of the move still till this day if you are actually like hit by it. And what I mean by that is if your opponent pulls off the counter properly, you can still get out of it without taking damage. That's a little bit insane. So again, having another counter that was actually true, one that you couldn't get out of, one that did good damage and also had a fire animation to it, I definitely would like to see that in Xenoverse 2 and for the man's UI Omen Goku. Now, the last thing I have listed down, guys, on this list isn't necessarily a skill. It would be, I guess, a grab, but even then, I don't know how they would incorporate this grab properly into the game. Like, how could they properly incorporate the grab that he does against Toppo and Dispo, where he grabs them both at the same time and sends them flying? How could they do that is my biggest question, but at the same time, I would really, really like to see this in the game as well. Like, I don't know how the hell they could incorporate it, but I would definitely love to see it because that move slash grab is just, it's mad disrespect. Like, you got both these characters in Toppo and Dispo. No weaklings, by the way, either. It's not like they just some fodder. No, these are actually, you know, some pretty important and strong characters. So you got both of them flying at the man's Goku, and he literally just grabs them. Grabs them and stops them both mid-air. And not only grabs them, but he crossed his arms while he grabbed them. It's not like he reached right for the dude on the right side and left for the guy on the left side, whoever it was between Toppo and Dispo. No, my man's like crossed his arms just to be that much more badass with it. So again, I don't know how the hell they would incorporate this skill, but I would love to see it, because even if it was necessarily, say, put in as a counter, right? Well, with how counters work in Xenoverse 2, it really wouldn't make sense. Like, a counter, in Xenoverse, you take a position, you take a stance, and then once your opponent attacks you, you go into an animation. So how would that counter end up grabbing your opponent's foot and have it be at an angle where they're above you? So again, I just don't know how this skill would work, but if they could incorporate it and incorporate it properly, I would go absolutely crazy. Like, I would actually not be any way, shape, or form disappointed at all that UI Omen Goku won the hero vote, if they can make that a possibility into a skill, a grab, or just something in the game. Like, that's all I'm asking for. Give me some kind of way to incorporate this move, Dimps, and I will love y'all forever. That's all I really got to say on that move. But with that being said, man, those are the 6 or 5 different skills, and then the last one with the grab thing. I don't know if you could call that a skill, a grab, or whatever the hell, however you can incorporate it. But those are definitely the things that I would like to see UI Omen Goku have, considering that, you know, some of the stuff for UI Omen is on Mastered, like I said, and that's why I pulled things from Mastered for UI Omen as well, because this was definitely my biggest concern for the character, seeing what he could possibly have in terms of skills. And I honestly thought it was going to be like 3 skills at most, including stuff from the Mastered version of UI. But thankfully that is not the case. They do have a good amount of stuff to choose from, as you guys saw in this video, and hopefully they actually make it happen and give this character 4 to 5 brand new skills when he actually does release. But overall, man, what do you guys think about the skills that I showcased in this video for UI Omen Goku? And also, does this kind of relieve your fears for those who were scared about the possibility of him having low amount of skills, or there not being many skills that Bandai and Dimps could choose from to actually add to this, man? Let me know your thoughts on all that down below in the comments. But as always, man, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, hope you have a good day. Peace, y'all.